Hi guys, welcome to DevOps World. This is Harish Kumar Reddy. So we are trying to discuss about the continuation of Docker containers and as well as images. Okay, so for last class, I have some error regarding about the Jenkins, so I have some Jenkins file error so that I will overcome this particular problem and I can try to go with a solution part for this. Okay, so previously I was discussed about start Jenkins as a container in a detached mode, name of the dev server as a port mapping. Okay, so now here in this case, what we are trying to do here is first we'll try to remove all the containers and as well as images, guys, because why means might be the instance will take only 1 GB, so that it will take some problematic for you guys. So please try to clean your fresher and you can try to refresh your containers. That will be very helpful to you. If I want to remove all the containers, for this, we are trying to go with docker remove hyphen name. We are working docker remove hyphen the docker remove. We are trying to go with docker ps hyphen aq. Suppose if I want to delete the containers, suppose if I want to delete the images, we are trying to go with docker system pune hyphen a. Okay, so please try to do this also so that it will be like we can run the images very easily. Okay. Yeah, let's clear the screen. Okay, so now finally we'll try to go with the use case scenario now. So let's go with the use case scenario. So we'll try to go with the Docker. So we need to go with Docker system run dev server. We are working with 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So let's see this file also. Enter. So we are trying to run the Jenkins file. And we are working on the progress. We are trying to work on the progress. This is how we can try. Now, if I go with Docker container ls, Docker container ls, see here Jenkins is running. Okay. So now let's take public IP address of host. Let's take public IP address. Let's click on this file. Let's take public IP address. Now you can paste and what is our customized container 1236, right? So let's go with 1236. We are trying to go with 1236. Okay. Okay. See, Jenkins is successfully running. We are trying to go with the Jenkins officially. We are trying to work on the progress. Okay. So here you need to understand one thing, guys. Whenever you're working with a multiple images, please try to delete your, because you are working with the practice. Okay. So in real time, that should be different. But now we are working on the practice. Try to remove all the previous containers and source images so that it will be very helpful to you guys. Okay. So this is how we can try to view the Jenkins file. Okay, now let's go with the next use case scenarios, guys, to understand this concept. So far, we discussed about images and containers. Now we'll try to go with the next topic is multi-container architecture by using Docker, guys. Very, very important, guys, because see, previously you worked so far. So let's go with the paint. So previously you worked so far how we can work with the images and as well as containers. But now here, suppose if you want to get a multiple files, suppose I'm trying to work on the Docker host. I'm trying to work on the Docker host. Okay. I'm trying to work on the Docker host. I'm trying to work on the Docker host. Suppose previously we downloaded the images. Okay. So we download the multiple images, right? Multiple images like this in a single version. We are trying to download the images. Okay, let us this one. I can call this one as C1. C1. I can call this one as C2. C2. I can call this one as C3. I can call this one as C4. C4. Okay, so I'm trying to download only the single versions, not multiple versions. Suppose if some client is asking that please try to go with the multiple versions also, it one single shot. Then how can you work on the progress? So for this, you need to work on the multi-container architecture. Multi-container. So we are trying to go with multi-containers Docker. Okay. So basically, if you're working on Dockers, definitely we have a two types of scenario. The first one is we are trying to go with hyphen link. We are trying to go with hyphen link. The second one is we are working with Docker Compose. Very, very important. Docker Compose files. This is very, very important. So how can you work with the like multi-containers by using Docker? Okay. So now in this case, we are trying to go with the first one is we are trying to go with hyphen link. So now here I'm trying to link the containers. Suppose I want to work with the C1. In C1, I want to link with the C2. So in C2, I want to work with the C3, and C3, I want to work with the C4 by using hyphen link. So we are using hyphen link, hyphen. We are trying to go with hyphen link. We are using hyphen link for this. Okay, here also hyphen link. We are trying to work on the hyphen link. Here also we are using hyphen link. We are working on hyphen link. Okay, so this is how we can try to go with the progress. Okay, so let's discuss all these things now. We are trying to work on the hyphen link now. Okay, so for this, what we are trying to do here is we are trying to go with the official linking files. Okay, so we have a two types of scenarios in multi-container architecture. So for this, we are trying to go with hyphen link, and we are trying to work on the multi-container architecture. Okay, so first we'll try to discuss about hyphen link. So here we are trying to go with use case scenario, guys. First, I'll try to go with two busy boxes. Okay, so what is meant by busy box? Busy box is a Linux server. So busy box is a Linux server, just like a busy box is a client terminal. That's it. Okay, so I'll try to show you this one also. Just we'll try to go with the busy box. We'll try to go with the busy box. We'll try to go with the busy box. We'll try to go with a busy box. What is meant by busy box? Busy box is a software that can suits that provides the several utilities and a single executable file. It runs, it verify the postfix environments. It verify the postfix environment. So we are trying to go with the postfix at single executable files. Okay, so it will be supports from the Linux and Android and free DSB, and many it will take a looks for the providing the software. Okay, so this is how we can try to go with a busy box. Okay, so now I want to work with a multiple container, and now I want to work with the multiple client terminals. Okay, for the busy box. For this, what I can do here is, for this, I am trying to go with C1, C2, C3, C4. So I don't want to take a names. I will try to go with C1, C2, C3, C4. Okay. So now I can try to go with Docker run hyphen name by using busybox. We are trying to go with the busybox here. IT stands for interactive terminal. IT stands for interactive terminal. So we are trying to go with the interactive terminal. Okay. So now let's click on this file. Okay. So server is timeout, guys. So let's connect the server again, because Git bash will takes only 5 minutes for you guys. That's it. Okay. Let's connect the server. Let's clear the screen. Okay. Let's clear the screen. Sudo su hyphen. We are trying to go with sudo su hyphen. So now I'm trying to take the first busy box. I'm trying to take the first busy box. Okay. First, we'll try to take the first busy box. Okay. Let's copy this file, Docker run by using hyphen name. Okay, let's run this file. So busybox is officially running. Okay, so now if I go with ls, see, if I go with ls, I have a server files. Okay, so the first one is C1 is running currently. Now, if I want to come out from this server, because the server want to run, because we are working with the multiple containers, we are working with the multiple containers. Okay, for this we are trying to go with control P plus Q. Control P plus Q. Now I'm trying to work with the C2 container. Now I want to work with the container. So if I want to come out from the container without exit, please try to go with Control P plus Q. Now I want to run the second busy box as a container. I want to run the second busy box as a container with the C1 container. So I want to use the previous link. For this, we are trying to go with Docker run hyphen name C2 alias name by using busy box. by using busybox. Okay, so for this, I'm trying to go with this enter. So I'm trying to go with, if I go with the ls, again, I have a C2 container is working with the alias name, that is C1 container. I am working with a C1 container, and IT stands for interactive terminal. I am using busybox. Okay, so now control P plus Q, control P plus Q, control P plus Q. Okay, now I'm trying to go with the C3 container. Now I can try to go with the C3 container. It is linking with the C2 container. It is linking with the C2 container. Okay, by using busybox. You can try to go with 10 C2, like 10 containers also. It will be, you have to mention the alias names. You have to mention the alias names. Okay, let's go with this also. So now see here, whatever I told regarding about the container C1, C2, C3, C4. Okay, so see here, C1 is linking with the C2. C2 is linking with the C3, right? C1 is linking with the C2. C2 is linking with the C3. C3 is linking with the C4 by using alias names. So we are working with the alias names. We are working with the alias names. Okay, so alias names. So now, see, it is completely sequential pattern, right? It is completely sequential pattern. Now, in this case of scenario, what I want to discuss here is, suppose I'm working with the C3 container currently. So I was linking with the C2 container. Now I can try to check the C2 container. Suppose if I want to check the C1 container, then what happens? Because C2 is linking with the C1, not C3, right? So it will be sequential pattern. If you want to work with C1 container, you can try to go with C1, ping C1. Okay, so now let's see this. So I can try to go with ping C2. C2 is working successfully or not? Yes, C2 is working successfully because I'm working with the C3 container. I'm working with the C3 container. Control C, Command C, Control C, guys, to come out. Okay, so this is how we can work on the linking files. This is how we can work on the linking files. Let's go with exit. Let's go with exit. I'm back to container. Let's clear the screen. Let's clear the screen. We are trying to go with C1. So we are trying to work on the C1, C2, C3, C4 containers. We are trying to work on. Now, next move with the next use case scenario, guys. So now I'm trying to work on creating a development environment by using Docker, guys. So now I want to create a development environment by using Docker. So start MySQL server as a container. So we are trying to discuss about the backend servers and frontend servers, guys, here. Okay. So backend server is MySQL server as a container, and it is linking with the front-end server, that is WordPress containers. Okay, so now I'm trying to go with WordPress container. So for this, we are trying to go with to start MySQL server as a container. To start MySQL server as a container. So for this, we are trying to go with Docker run hyphen name MyDB, that is duplicate name. I'm trying to work on the -d stands for detached mode. -e stands for environment. We are trying to create a password. We are trying to create a password MySQL server. We are trying to create a password, that is MySQL server. So MySQL server is working successfully. So currently MySQL server is successfully working. Okay. Okay. So now after that, what we are trying to do here is we are trying to go with the, suppose if I want to suppose if I want to see the Docker container ls. If I go with Docker container ls, we are trying to go with the Docker container ls. Okay, so currently MySQL server is working successfully. Even see here, busy boxes are working successfully. If you go with 10 busy boxes also, it will run 10 busy boxes. That's not a problem. Okay, because we are working with a busy. So currently we are working with MySQL server. Okay, that's fine. Now let's move with the next one is we are trying to go with front-end server, that is WordPress. That is, we are trying to go with this file. Okay, Docker run my name by using -d. We are trying to work on the -d. Okay. So let's click on this file. Let's go with, and it is linking, guys. So currently it is linking with the file 1453. And it is linking successfully. See, basically what we are trying to do here is we are trying to work on the hyphen name and we are trying to work on the linking sessions. Okay, now 1453, right? Let's take public IP address. Let's take public IP address. Let's take public IP address 1453. You can try to copy here and 1453. Okay. See, currently WordPress is successfully running. See, this is how we can try to see the WordPress. Let's continue this file. Let's go. Okay. So then you can give to developers. So then we can give the developers this site. So they'll try to use this particular website. This is how we can try to link the particular files. Two containers, two different files are working with the hyphen link. Okay. So let's click on this file. Now let's move with the next concept is we are trying to go with the Docker. So pipeline on Docker container. So we are working with the LAMP architecture. So we are working with, so previously we've seen so far 2. Now we are trying to go with 4. Okay. So create a LAMP architecture by using Docker container. Okay. So now I'm trying to work. So L stands for Linux, A stands for Apache Tomcat, M stands for MySQL Server, P stands for PHP. Okay. So currently Linux is already there. Now we can try to remove the previous containers now. We are trying to remove the previous containers. We are trying to remove the previous containers. Okay. And even try to remove the files also. That is, we are trying to go with the files also, right? I want to remove the previous files. I want to remove the previous files. So I want to remove the previous files also. We are trying to use this file. Okay, now click on yes. We are trying to go with yes. Okay, so let's clear the screen. We are trying to go with clearing the screen. We are trying. So I'm trying to clear the screen. I'm trying to clear the screen. Now we are trying to work on the clearing screen so that we are trying. So let's clear the screen. We are trying to go with clearing the screen. Okay. So now see here, I'm trying to work on the this file. I'm trying to work on the file. Okay. So for this, what I can do here is I'm trying to go with this file. So here we are trying to work on the first one is we need to work on the database. We need to work on the database. So I can give any name, that any password that's depends upon your wish and my wish. Okay. So please try to give your name or my name or anything. Okay, your wish, guys. Okay. So then after that, what we are trying to do here is we are trying to go with we are trying to copy the file and we are trying to paste the file, enter. So currently MySQL server is officially working successfully. Okay, so next what we are trying to do here is we are trying to go with a Tomcat server. We are trying to work on the Tomcat server. We are trying to work on the Tomcat server. You are trying to work on the Tomcat server. Yes, we are trying to work on the Tomcat server. Enter. We are trying to work on the Tomcat server. Okay, so here in this case, what we are trying to do here is we are working. Now we are trying to work on the Apache file. Next, after that, what we are trying to do here is we are trying to work on the Docker container ls. So now I'll try to check whether Docker container is working or not. So that we'll try to check this file also. That will be very useful. Okay, see here, Tomcat and MySQL server is working successfully. Okay, so now after that, what we are trying to do here is we are suppose if I want, so whether our service is working successfully or not, I want to check that. For this, we are trying to go with Docker inspect Apache. We are trying to go with Docker inspect Apache. We are trying to work on the Apache file. We are trying to work on the Apache file. Let's go with insert mode. See, currently Tomcat is working successfully. Now, see here, my Tomcat port number is 6060. It is working successfully. Now, this is how we can connect the servers. See, I'll try to show you this one also. This is how we can connect the servers also. So basically what we are trying to do here is we are trying to connect the servers. We are trying to go with official part of the scenarios. Okay. So I'll try to show you this file, guys, so that you can try to see that whether my connected service is working or not. Okay. See here, links. See here, have you heard these links? So MyDB Apache MySQL server is working successfully for me. Okay. So now once you're after that, what we are trying to do here is we are trying to go with to run PHP as a my server container. Okay. So I'm trying to work. See here, I'm trying to work on the PHP. I'm trying to work on the PHP file. Okay. So let's connect this file. So Docker run -n PHP -d stands for detached mode. And it is linking with the Apache Tomcat, my linking with the PHP file. Okay. So now PHP is working successfully. This is how we can try to link the files, guys. Okay. So basically what I want to say here is if I want to connect the multiple servers, we are trying to use -n link. So for this, we are trying to go with Docker container ls container ls. So Docker container ls. Now if I go with Docker images. So now I'm trying to, so PHP is working successfully here. So this is an image and this is the containers. Okay. This is how we can try to go with the Docker containers. Okay. So this is all about today's class, guys. So basically today's topic is we are trying to go with -n link, how we can work with the multiple containers by using multi-container architecture. Okay. So next class, I'll try to discuss some more use case scenarios to overcome this particular files. Okay. So this is all about today's class. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask me, guys, so that we can try to share, share, and subscribe from my YouTube channel. Okay. Thank you, guys.